I'm going back to Netflix.
I'm going back to Netflix. Yo.
Yo.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
How y'all
How is
doing?
everybody?
Well, I'm gonna head out.
It's time to
Whoa.
go.
Leaves.
What are you watching? Cobra Kai on Netflix?
Cobra Kai. That's the show right now. Cobra Kai.
No, there's sound. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
There should be sound. Let me make sure I put the right sound on. That's the real question. Yeah, there's sound now. There's sound now, but there's sound, but I guarantee you there's got to be probably a delay somewhere within the thing now because we're on YouTube. What's up, everybody that's watching? How you guys doing?
What's
we
up,
love you
what's
guys. Thank you for guys. Thank you guys for coming over here to.
Still no sound.
No, there's
Might be a delay.
Yeah, there's got to be a delay
The
for sure.
comments.
Let's see. We're gonna.
Has to be.
Yeah, there's sound. There's sound. There's just delays. There's just delays. Now there's gonna be delays because we're on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining. You guys are awesome. We love you guys. And today we have Sweet Tooth. Where's Sweet Tooth?
Sweet Tooth.
Are you looking at our candies?
The candies.
Don't look at our candies. Today we're gonna be talking about the one, the only, the king himself.
The king.
The king.
The one with 305 million subscribers. Jimmy Donaldson himself, MrBeast.
Jimbo.
Jimmy himself, huh?
Yes, sir. So, what do you guys know about MrBeast? Besides the amazing things he's done.
He's done a lot of amazing shit.
He really has.
The tree planting thing that he did was pretty amazing.
What's that? The
plant
video?
a tree. The videos.
Yeah.
He had everybody plant the trees and shit, and he literally fucking planted like a whole forest. Basically, he did over talking about almost 80 million or something.
80 million.
Yeah.
Jesus
And
Christ.
he said he did it quick too. It was like 3 months or something like that, if I remember right. 'Cause I literally read that like freaking a week ago or something like that. But bro, he accomplished that, and it seemed like the hardest task, but it seems like he levels up each time. You know what I mean? And that's the most crazy part about it. He manages to level himself up. I'm like, it's insane.
Well, he started from very humble beginnings. Wasn't he the other guy? It was the other guy. We're gonna get there.
The other guy.
We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there. But his humble beginnings started as he started in 2012, and he went by the tag Beast5TY. That was his tag before, and what he was really, his YouTube was all really gaming related. He started off, playing Call of Duty, and that was it in the beginning, right? That's all he was really playing. It was Black Ops. That's how he started. He started off with a nice cheap headset and Black Ops, and what he started doing to get some of his followers was something that I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done and fallen victim to, is the sub for sub, which pretty much his channel was growing, but he was actually getting nowhere. So he ended up getting up to probably like 700 subscriptions.
No, he had 7,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it was 7,000 subscribers, but it actually ended up, when he would post videos, he'd get a sad number of maybe like 10 people watching.
He wasn't getting any views at all.
So he was getting our numbers.
Okay.
That's what he was getting.
So it's like he basically learned that high subscriptions doesn't mean it won't translate to viewers. He didn't really build an audience. He tried to take shortcuts basically. And it wasn't working out.
Yeah.
So
So that ended up being pretty much not something that that worked for him. So he came back and he rebranded himself, right? He then later came back as what was it, MrBeast 6000?
MrBeast 6000, yep.
He later came out as MrBeast 6000, and at that point he was still doing gaming. He was doing some Minecraft, some Call of Duty. He was doing some other games. I'm not too sure exactly, but definitely his main two was definitely like Minecraft, Call of Duty. But he came back with better content.
It's crazy because they don't really even mention his gaming side like that.
Well, he has a whole channel
because he literally, I guess, did more amazing stuff that they don't even mention the like smaller details of that. So
Well, it's like because during that time when he was doing the gaming,
Mhm.
he said like it became corny to him because everybody was
so that's
doing
probably
it
why
and
he doesn't
he
want to
didn't
mention
enjoy
it.
it anymore. Yeah, so he switched up his entire style.
Yeah. So he switched up his whole entire style, but that was later on.
Uh-huh.
For a while, he was doing the gaming, and the gaming was actually getting a lot of traction.
Mhm.
He ended up actually getting genuine followers. He made it
Mhm.
up to what I think, up to like 10,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
But the video that blew him up had nothing to do with gaming. His first video to actually blow him up was him counting to 100,000.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that
So
that video, he condensed it down to like 24 hours, but I think it took him like a, a whole bunch of time. I think it was like about like what would he say, like 48 hours it was?
It had to be. It had to be some outrageous number because there's no way you're gonna sit there and count to that.
Yeah, and he counted up to that long, and people loved it. And then that's pretty much how he started transitioning into the whole entire challenge beast that you see today, where that's pretty much where he grew his major fan base with his challenges. And his main thing is giving money for people to do the challenges.
Mhm.
And it's genius. But I mean, not
It
everybody
really
gets.
is, but not everybody could do
Yeah,
that.
not everybody gets a chance to grow a channel off giving millions of dollars. He was just smart enough to actually do it.
Well, I think the first time he literally made like money off of sponsorship, he got like 5,000. He said, "No, I'll take your sponsorship for another 5 because I want to give it away."
Yeah,
Shit like that.
that is how he started.
And that's how he started.
was
That's literally what rolled him even more so after the whole counting thing.
yeah. So after that, yeah, pretty much he was on the phone. I believe he said for on the phone with an investor for like more than 3 hours, just talking to him, and he wanted to get $10,000 so then he can give away to homeless, and that was his second highest grossing video. Like when pretty much after he blew up, that definitely blew him up. The giving to the homeless, giving money away. And then from there, the ball started rolling, and he started giving money away for challenges. And he also tried to make it that his niche on YouTube was not having a niche. So most people that you see on YouTube actually all have a niche. They have a something that's like their bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
Be it podcast, be it gaming, be it instructional how-to videos, DIYs, stuff like that. Everybody has their niche, but he kind of like strayed away from that for a while. But I guess now his niche would be more challenge kind of
It
videos.
seems like they're more challenging.
That's kind of like his thing.
Challenges and like mind games.
Yeah, and this all happened around 2015?
2015, 2016.
2015, 2016 is around the time where he pretty much started blowing up, and that's when he brought in the
infamous Chris
Tyson, and that was his second guy. Well, the second guy on the channel helping him out, and that was a school friend that he had for a while, and he decided to bring him on. So Chris Tyson has pretty much been there since
forever.
Just
forever,
pretty
since
close to the beginning, really.
Yeah, Chris Tyson is his childhood best friend too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
and now everybody knows that Chris Tyson is now Ava.
Yeah.
Chris with a K now.
Chris with a K. Became a Kardashian.
One of the things that always amazed me about MrBeast is that he never lacked like a drive. He always kept pushing himself. One of his biggest things was he recorded himself.
Yeah.
Right, talking about where he wanted to be in 5 years. Like he did a video of him in like 6 months. In a month, he did 6 months. He did a year. He did 5 years. He did 10 years. And they would release on the mark where they were, and then it's his younger self talking about where he pictured himself at.
Really?
And seeing like where if he actually hit those goals. That's crazy to even think about.
That's crazy.
You don't see that at all.
But
yeah,
he was literally doing videos like every day. And he would have get-togethers with the people he did work with, Chris Tyson and all the other. He said what felt like they was a failure and what felt like worked, and they would literally have meetings about that, and they would scrap whatever they felt like didn't work, and they continue with what actually worked.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they felt like they they knocked it. You know, they hit the nail on the head, and clearly it must have worked because look at them now.
Yeah, everything is a formula. You know,
Yeah.
even right now, even behind the scenes, outside of on one, it's the same thing for us. We try to figure out what's working, what's not working.
Yeah.
So during you guys are about to see a whole bunch of changes for people to watch. We've been thinking on the background of what may happen and what may not happen, but that's later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Chris comes into the picture and they continue to grow, continue getting bigger, continue getting more investors, continue doing more challenges, outrageous challenges for like 50,000 now, 100,000. You had challenges like the keep your hand on the Lamborghini, you win the Lamborghini challenge, you know what I mean? You had the one about the plane, you keep your hand on the plane. And a lot of MrBeast, you know, he would give out these outrageous prizes too if it wasn't money. But what he always did was he always let you sell it back to him. So then you wouldn't have to pay the taxes on it, and then you get a nice cut of the money. You wouldn't get the full money of whatever it was, but obviously you got a nice,
So you get a nice,
nice cut. Because I mean, how many people were gonna keep up with a plane?
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? Like it's
Yeah, so he basically thought about his consumer.
Yeah.
So it's like not everybody's gonna be able to pay the taxes for that, pay for the fuel, and he knew it's not realistic. So why not both benefit?
Yeah,
it's basically a tax write-off for him.
Yeah.
And it's a huge come up for you.
Definitely. That's definitely a guy you want in your Halloween. You know, when you're a kid.
Yeah, but it's like he did all of this with like at such a young age.
It's crazy.
And he's still young.
No, he's still young.
I mean, what? He's 25.
He should be 25, I think.
He's 25. He was a 98 baby, right?
He started this when he was a teenager.
Yeah. He started when he was 13.
Yeah, so we gotta figure about maybe 15 years he's probably been doing this.
Yeah, he definitely put his time in 100%.
Yeah, and then he studied the way everything works, the algorithm and everything. And that's
another thing he always did is whenever he got on he hit a milestone, he always stepped it up in a war. Like he did a challenge, he did a destruction video based on that. So I remember when I believe he hit a certain milestone with his followers. He blew up a microwave. And it was like, and that was like a whole over the top kind of thing that people wanted to see.
Yeah, it was a microwave within a microwave.
Yeah,
he microwaved the microwave. That was his that was his video.
But a lot of his videos though, they're all like, kind of like trying to test the limits of people now. Like his challenges, like the one where the guy was locked in the supermarket and he had to sell everything back to him sell things back to him after a certain day. Like he would get 100,000 in cash. Then he had to hit a certain amount of money. So the first day the guy was like, oh, I'm gonna sell back more expensive stuff, TVs and stuff you don't need to hit the mark. Then after a while he had to sell the groceries that they're gonna go bad, so he started selling the frozen stuff. Then after a while it would be like the stuff he would have fun, it would be less and less and less. So now you're gonna be sitting in an empty supermarket and it's like, oh, it's all mind based. So it's like after a point he hit the 45th day, he was there for a long time. A lot of people wouldn't think you could be in a supermarket by yourself for that long. I remember in the video it turned the point where he broke the pool. He had a swimming pool in a supermarket. It's crazy. So when he broke that pool, he didn't have nothing else to do, and then MrBeast took it upon himself to see what would happen if nobody showed up to give him the money, because MrBeast came every day. Now the cart just came with nobody, and you see on his face complete defeation.
Really?
Yeah, like he had no human interaction, no nothing.
Yeah, no.
And it's like he just like lost himself. Like there was a part of the world that's not there. Like you miss people, and now it's just like.
So he broke this man.
He broke the man
for that moment, that very little moment. He broke this guy.
He broke the shit out of him.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what like he started transitioning to, which kind of looks like more experimental, psychological experiments, so people can see. Would you say that happened after Squid Games? That kind of became like his
well, I don't know, because he had the one where the guy was stuck in a house in a circle and he couldn't leave the house.
But was this before or after Squid Games?
I think it was some of it was before, but I think it took off way more after Squid Game. He did the whole Squid Game challenge.
He did do the whole entire Squid Game challenge where he wasted, I believe, $3 million setting up everything.
It's crazy.
$3 million. But I mean, what's so genius about him is that this is all tax write-offs to him.
Yeah.
That's how he really like gets his money,
his revenue.
Which is tax. He writes everything off. You're writing all this off because it's all part of the business.
Yeah.
You got a freaking big ass plane. You're writing that off because it's part of your business expense.
Just think about it. In the little bit of time the amount of time he did, he has his own production company in North Carolina, and he's worth $700 million.
700 million. That's crazy.
Not even, and that's not even like, you're just thinking it based on YouTube. He got sponsorships.
Yeah.
You would say sponsorships, deals with other companies,
his own clothing line.
the things he does with celebrities. He pays the other streamers that come on his stuff, so he's always handing out money.
Yeah.
I believe there was one thing that somebody got let go from his company, and he still gave them like 10K and got them a job.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just for being like no company's gonna do that for you.
No, not at all.
And that's the guy that ended up slandering him. No.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
this, this employee like slandered him, even though he like left him with like let him go with $10,000 because I mean obviously the editing wasn't like going too well and it just they weren't fitting. They weren't compatible. So he let him go. He gave him $10,000 and the guy, in the beginning was kind of like I have nothing bad to say about MrBeast, and then later on a few months later he came out trying to slander MrBeast. And it all backfired, and everybody, all MrBeast fans were like, yeah, that's bullshit, because you just before said that, he treated you well and everything like that. So it looked like it was just a ploy to try to, get money or try to get himself on the face of the earth again, because he was starting up he was starting up his YouTube channel. But then after that happened, it kind of just went downhill for him. He had no more. There was nothing that can bring him back. So his YouTube career was done.
Yeah, he completely destroyed all hopes.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. You have a few employees, that
there's a few, like good 4 of them or something like that.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 that like kind of like stopped working with MrBeast. One being the Viking, right?
Yeah,
the Viking, but they ended up in good terms, and the Viking that worked with MrBeast actually ended up wanting to do his own thing, wanted to be his own boss. He told Jimmy, and they ended up in good terms, and it ended up good for the Viking because he now has his own YouTube channel and he has millions of subscribers on that as well. So,
who would have thought too? Sneeko was another one.
Sneeko also started off as one of his employees.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And look how big Sneeko is now.
Yep. And they also parted in good
terms. So there's good and bad to everything.
So you don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard though. Like, I don't know if that guy ever thought it through, that he would be taking on the giant and thinking he would win. Yeah. Kind of thing. Like, especially if there's no base of proof at all.
Yeah. If you're gonna try to take on a giant, you have to have some type of some type of proof.
Right. Especially with the image that MrBeast already has.
Yeah, he has too much of a big following that even if he does wrong, he has a lot of money to bury it under the rug.
Can make it go away.
But going into that, then he started off an amazing business, which did not last too long, because of the quality of the work behind it, and that was the MrBeast Burgers.
Yeah. I never had it.
I had it.
You did, right?
I had it. They opened up in the American Dream Mall. It was really damn good. The best thing to me, honestly, were the fries. It was awesome. It was really damn good. And the reason why that went to nothing was because MrBeast, being a perfectionist that he is, he expected a whole bunch of quality to go out there. Now he was outsourcing the MrBeast business to other people. For example, they actually used to sell, like right over here in Belleville, MrBeast Burgers, but it was outsourced to a small breakfast spot. Nice. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So right on Overlook, right here in Belleville, the spot was called Peppy Sisters. Like, and they were a small, like, breakfast, like small food, you know what I mean? And I remember that at the time I was at Tony's, and this kid named Rube, he went and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go get a MrBeast Burger. They sell them up here. So he was pretty much outsourcing his business like to smaller businesses. And what was happening there is these people, obviously it's not their business. They didn't care for the quality like MrBeast did. So they ended up, people ended up getting sick from the food, ended up having like raw meat, you know what I mean? There was a whole bunch of things happening, which brought in lawsuits pretty much to MrBeast. which that's why he had to take and abolish that whole entire business because it was just too much. He obviously wanted to let out a perfect product, and you know that was his expectations. I want to let out the best product I can let out, but other people didn't think that way, and that pretty much ruined his business. So
that's the sad part though, because MrBeast during the pandemic, by doing that, saved a lot of businesses just from outsourcing those burgers.
Yeah, now if you think about it, yeah.
Right, because you got to think everything was closed.
Yeah.
People couldn't afford their rents. People couldn't.
Well, he
were
bought
losing
a
their
whole
homes.
meat, I think, factory or something like that. He was given to where he lives at. What was he?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah, he was giving meat away over there. So he's helping a lot of people do that. So it's insane.
It's insane how much MrBeast gives.
Yeah.
For how much he gets, because he did the whole tree thing for the environment. He did 100 homes and he gave them away. I don't know if you've seen that one. He's also, I think he's fed the homeless too.
Yeah, the funniest comment I think that he's ever gotten is the comment, and it's not even one time. It's many times he's gotten the comment as in, "It's crazy that you do more than the government," and that's such a sad statement.
Yeah, it's crazy. But...
That's such a sad statement that one person can do a whole bunch more than the government can, with a treasury as big as they have. You know what I mean? They have how much money, you know what I mean? And they do absolutely nothing. And then you have this one guy that started from humble beginnings and made millions, and he can give back to people and still be well off.
You gotta think
it just goes to show that you giving doesn't hurt you.
No, not at all.
It does not. But the government treats it as a business, and they have their own agenda.
I mean, you can always
MrBeast would do.
You can always make profit and still help one another. It's just crazy. But everybody thinks about that one guy. Oh, I don't want it to look lower. You know?
Status.
Yeah, it's all status.
Status and like, how the perceptions of people in general in America. The whole melting pot idea was for everyone to come together, but people still want others to be beneath them. And it's not going to work that way.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like, you know, they always tell you, like, when you work, you need to lead by example, but the government is supposed to be the biggest example of what the nation is supposed to be, but they're the ones that are damning the nation in their own way, and it just trickles down.
Yep. And, it's just crazy. He has done a lot of good, and you know,
and he's only been around here so long. He's young.
Yeah, he's young.
Crazy.
He's young.
Just think about how much more
figure that
he's gonna actually do.
He blew up on 2015. So, you know, what is that? Like 9 years?
It's 9 years.
Running. It's going on 10. So.
And what's crazy is too, not even his own channel. He created the Spanish one.
Yeah, he has dubs.
Espanol.
He has dubs for
all of them, and they're just as big.
Yeah, and he uses like celebrities that actually are really prominent in the voice acting.
That's crazy.
And he pays them, like the Spider-Man's Spanish voice actors there.
Really?
So you can imagine Horikawa and all of them are got to be there. I have to look that up.
That's awesome.
Now that you make me, curious. But he has these famous dubs, literally voicing them.
And the crazy thing is that he's making revenue on all of these.
Yep.
He's making revenue. Figure like he has one regular video, and then him dubbing it to other channels. Yeah. He's making money off that too. Off that. Dude's like. He's crazy.
So he just keeps, like, literally, if you think about it, he just keeps helping everybody out because he's putting money into the dubs. You know what I mean? You get to see it. He's making money off of that. English, Spanish, whatever. Japanese, Chinese. Just really think about it.
He created a business.
So there's work for everybody. It's amazing, honestly. Yeah. And that's, we need more people like that to keep making work for people. I mean?
And he never gave up.
No.
And he never gave up. And
I gotta give him that.
He started off with like seriously no following and literally
giving up and to coming back even stronger.
Yeah.
He almost gave up again too, because he stopped for like making content for a few months, and then he just started back up again. Yeah.
And what was it? He had the highest followed channel within, it was 143 days. He got how many subscribers? It was about like 50 million subscribers.
Yeah, some outrageous number.
In 143 like days, and that was for the sub channel?
That was for the sub channel.
Yeah, that's for the sub Spanish channel that he got that many followers so quickly.
Yeah, and it's like the craziest thing is like he idolized other YouTubers like PewDiePie, and he was like number 2 behind PewDiePie for a long time. He didn't want to surpass PewDiePie because of how much he respected PewDiePie.
Yeah, because he grew up pretty much watching PewDiePie, so that was one of the biggest things I remember at the time, that he felt so bad because he had his counter showing how close he was, and I remember he even considered like stopping his YouTube and starting up another one just so he wouldn't hit the overpass PewDiePie's numbers.
Crazy.
Yeah, so a humble guy from what it seems.
Yeah.
But then in the background of all this, you had the infamous Chris, which there's so much scandals behind.
There's a lot
behind her. So, you want to start it off on that?
So basically, right, when Chris started before Chris started the whole transitioning process, and it was still Chris, there was a lot of scandals with him contacting minors. He was doing private Discord sessions, private gaming sessions, private Snapchat conversations, and one of his biggest people that he was grooming at the time was this guy named Lava GS, and he was believe it was 14. He was contacting them, and then he started talking about it. It eventually turned into, I believe, when the transitioning process started, it turned into, he's like, I want to send your nudes on Patreon, and if you sign up to there, you could see the news. He was sending him explicit conversations out in the open in tweets, and then he was also buying art from this guy named, I think it was like ShadBeast, right? And ShadBeast, for a lot of people don't know, his art was very controversial because it had to do with a lot of CP.
Yeah, CP being, minor
interactions with minors. Yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
And this Chris would buy that stuff and talk about it. And one of the videos, I'm not sure if it was MrBeast's house or it was Chris's house. He had that up on his wall.
Yeah, they had a photo. So it was, the whole entire scandal with Shad is that he somehow managed to legally make CP, so that he wouldn't go to jail or pretty much get any like consequences, because it was some type of like drawing, pretty much. In a sense, it's like hentai.
Yeah.
It's like hentai, so it wasn't really illegal, but like you had sickos. I mean, if you had that up on your wall, you're a fucking sicko at the end of the day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Worship that shit.
Yeah, and then it was he was in contact with this kid. He went by Lava GS. That was his social, and who pretty much worked on the gaming division for MrBeast, because you know how MrBeast has the gaming division. He worked there, and I guess that's how they met. And then they would have a lot of private time together. Like they would go on private Discords. They would meet up privately. This is Chris and the Lava GS. Okay. Mind you, at the time, this kid was about like 13, 14, and Chris at the time was about 20. And yeah, they would have all these meets and talks in private, and you would see a lot of inappropriate talk on Twitter, which is crazy. You would see so much inappropriate talk on Twitter, and
you
like
just leave that up there. Like,
yeah. And then the crazy part about this, now, Chris was a married Christian man with a kid, so he didn't technically leave his family, because I guess he's still there, but you left your family. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
No longer Chris, my boy.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad to see, the things that he did. Meanwhile, he has a kid of his own. And that's really the sickest part. It's like, you see a lot of this nowadays where you have like these people that are super famous influencers that people look up to, especially kids and everything, and then they have kids and they end up being PDFs,
right? And they don't think about their kids. Like a lot of the ones that they're getting caught are bringing them around their children, and it's like, how can you go about this? And then they're like, if this was your kid, how would you feel? To be like, I'm getting mad, but you're doing it to someone else's kid.
You're doing it. Yeah.
Like we just talked about the other day, Dr. Disrespect, and he has a
And
family.
he has a kid. Yeah.
And he did the
He has a
same
wife.
thing.
He has a wife and kid, and you know, so did Chris. Had a wife and kid, which is strange.
That is insane. I don't understand that at all.
Which is strange. It's very
And
weird.
this was in 2017, and I've seen people defend Chris talking about, oh, it's in 2017. Like, what's the big about it now? Does that make it any better that it was
Doesn't make it
2017?
any
No.
better at all. Like, what
Yeah.
are you doing? You could be a fan of something, but bro, you got to realize when something is wrong, it's just wrong. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you have people with their bias talking about like, oh, this happened so long ago. Why are you bringing it up now? Only because it happened long ago doesn't mean
it
that
didn't happen.
it didn't happen. You don't erase it from history.
Yeah.
And then like you also have people on the defense saying, oh, he did that when he was still a man, and now it's a whole entire different person. No, it's not. It's still the
They
same
look
fucking
different,
person.
but it's the
What?
same person.
It's still the same fucking person. Only because they changed their name and they transitioned did not.
Bro,
They
you
did not
still
become a whole. They have the same social security.
I could see them trying.
They have the same social security? That's really what
Imagine
matters.
they tried that in like
that's the same
court.
person.
They're like, oh, they're going to court for murder, and they transition in the middle of the case, and they're like, oh, you can't get me that he did that.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
You
him.
know who I heard was trying that? Danny Masterson.
Really?
70s show. Yeah.
What is he trying to do?
Like, cause he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
in
he's in
there.
a lot of trouble.
But
What, he's trying to transition?
like they were saying that's his best way out from the situation.
See, but that's so crazy that,
But,
that if you make that a scapegoat,
So imagine being in all men's jail and he transitioned and you get to go to all women's jail. Like, what the hell? But anyway, that's a whole different story. We're into MrBeast. We'll probably save that for another time.
yeah. So this is we're just talking about Chris because obviously he's connected to MrBeast in some type of way, and just recently, he did fire Chris. This happened
Literally probably a few days ago.
Literally
So
a few days
I saw
ago.
that, and that's legit.
That is legit.
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 Okay.
They,
Because Chris Tyson came out and made an announcement and was like, oh, made it seem like it was the most mutual thing between both of them that they both said she should step away. But
Yeah.
nah, like you probably can because
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's not a good look.
there's no way.
It's not a good look. You can't keep. See,
And the worst
further.
the worst part about all of it is like, MrBeast. Yeah, I get Ava and Chris, whatever you want to call him, is your best friend, and you defended him to the T about the transition, about the issues that were going behind the scenes. But it's like, now how do you defend this? You fought other streamers that came out like Nick Merckx talked about how he left his family and all that. You should be ashamed of yourself. And now you got this image, but it's like, how did you really not know?
Yeah, that's the problem. You know, that's the problem. When you have someone so close,
Yeah.
can you not know?
How do you just look away? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you had hours and hours.
Yeah,
and
he was your-
years and
He's your wingman.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
literally, that's your second.
Yeah.
That's your second.
It's your childhood best
Yeah,
friend.
that's your
Yeah.
right hand man. So
You
it's
already
like,
know they don't keep secrets from each
For
other.
sure.
and that's the problem with the whole entire situation that's going on right now, and that's why if you guys have been seeing, MrBeast has been getting a lot of backlash because of it, not because anything that he's done per se, because his whole entire rap looks clean. You know what I mean?
Squeaky.
He's very squeaky, but you know, sometimes when you have all this money, you can clean up a lot of things.
For sure. 100%.
I
You
mean,
clean up a lot.
look at all these OF chicks that, you know, how they clean up the internet from leaks, and they don't make nearly as much money as MrBeast does. So you can imagine what MrBeast could actually do.
I mean, think about it. Chris Tyson even deleted her, got off of social media, scrubbed her entire pages just like Diddy, scrubbed everything, trying to hide it. But you can't already hide what's been seen.
Yeah.
It's already out there. Once it's on the internet, you can never erase it. It's out there forever.
There's always that one guy that keeps shit. 100%.
Yeah, I mean.
It's just now. Look at Sketch. Sketch is coming out too. Remember?
Yeah, that's what happens in the internet though.
Once
The
you put it there, it's done.
Like,
Yeah, the
yeah,
internet.
once you're there,
will
you're
always-
there.
Yeah, the internet will always keep things.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But
MrBeast right now though, I don't think he did anything. It's very hard to say that he did because there's no proof on him.
yeah.
But it's been said that a lot of this stuff was going on around his events. So there's no way you didn't know. There's no way he didn't know. It's like, for example, it's your best friend. He had to talk about him feeling like a girl.
Yeah.
For sure.
That he had to know about that. So there's no way that he has never been caught about it, unless this guy is not a genius and kept it hidden. But there's no way he's that smart because he was tweeting these conversations.
Yeah, up in public. So,
with Lava GS.
So here's my thing too. Is like, okay, you literally see your employee, your friend, tweeting with a 13-year-old kid. You're 20. All this weird shit. It's not a red flag. Because it was out in public.
It's definitely a red flag.
How is that not a red flag? How is that not something you just straight up
How
like...
is it not something you caught?
Yeah, how is that something you just not like, oh, skirt? Hold on. What's this?
Here? You know, like,
what's this? And that's part of the problem. I mean, you could be squeaky clean, but guess what?
You made that decision.
But guess what? At the end of the day, right? If you're in a car with someone that commits a crime, for you being in the car with that person, now you become an accomplice. So that's the problem. You become an accomplice.
It's just crazy because even Ninja spoke out about it. Just he's like, I don't know why he talked about it in general. He's like, I don't know what's the big thing about kids. It's not that hard to be faithful. It's really not that hard. And he's like, you would never catch me in a room with a minor by myself.
Yeah.
You would never catch me not talking to you never catch me DMing anybody, never catch me talking to a minor in any kind of way. He's like, I don't DM anybody that's not in my circle. If it's somebody, like, for example, Chica, my wife knows about it. So he's like, it's not very hard. Like, why put yourself in those kind of situations? And it's always the same people that think they're untouchable.
Yeah.
It just blows up in their head and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's that money bracket just instantly. I can do what I want. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna make it go away. Like, what just clicks?
But I mean, MrBeast has way more money than Chris. I'm more than sure of that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
MrBeast is the name.
He is the name.
He hasn't. Again, his rap sheet is squeaky, minus the fact that
he knew.
Yeah, he had to.
And did nothing about it.
You know, look. I get it. He's your friend. You look the other way, but bro, at a certain point, this is your business. It could affect you in the long run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's still a child. You shouldn't look the other way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you should really, like, look at it. I have a kid. Do I want my kid to go through that?
Yeah,
you know
literally.
I mean? So that's the part.
And your main audience is kids.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Especially
your main audience is kids.
They made you rich off of that. You know what I mean?
Like that's his biggest freaking audience. It's literally kids who love MrBeast. So it's like, damn, like, you can't allow something like that. And then there was this one guy, what's his name? It was one of his ex-employees.
Yeah. I don't remember his the dude that went by the production studio.
Yeah.
Right? So basically this guy, right, he posted up a video on Twitter, right, talking about how he went past MrBeast production studios is in North Carolina, and he's like, okay, he wanted to see if there was a raid going on like P. Diddy, right, the huge everything. He's like, there's nothing going on, but he basically laid it out. He's like, so everything that you're hearing about Chris Tyson is true. He's like, it was a big talk around the studio. Then he's like, it's not a known fact that MrBeast has not known that Chris is a liability, because all the videos were with Chris when they transitioned started declining. So when he was Ava, all those videos were starting to get less and less views, going down and down. But he wanted them out, right? But apparently Chris started using legal action and was going to sue MrBeast.
Really?
For if they tried to fire her, because she knows too much about him.
Can it be that maybe he doesn't know too much about him, but knows maybe like, okay, if he tries to fire me, I'll use he's discriminating because of my my sexual orientation. Can Absolutely. It be that? Not what he knows, because if that was the case, wouldn't he have exposed them a while ago?
No, but it was like, he used that he's a trainee, like, against MrBeast for the firing thing, and it was known that Chris Ava knows something about MrBeast, so there's something that MrBeast is hiding, and they're like the downfall of MrBeast is going to come.
That's crazy.
I mean, we're gonna watch it unravel as we go. I mean, pretty much. Yeah. Because you let that happen, it'll all come back. You know what I mean?
Like, well, I mean, you made a good point yesterday when we were talking about this. You said it feels like there's being a reset
There's always a
in
reset.
the industry.
There's always a reset.
They get rid of all the big names.
I mean, think about
Everybody's
it.
getting caught.
Look at what happened to Diddy just recently. He was untouchable for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But what is this reset that's happening
disrespect.
on?
Just to get rid of him.
Yeah, because there'll be. I believe there's like a grooming cycle, and there'll be a new MrBeast,
Yeah.
and there'll be a new Dr. Disrespect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, streamers come out every day.
Yeah.
Streamers and content creators come out every day.
It's always for agenda wise. Like they say, the whole reason why Michael Jackson was, it wasn't like an accident. It was like a murder, is what they say.
Yeah.
Because he owned the masters to the Beatles. And
Oh,
that's,
yeah, I
and
remember
that's
that.
what they wanted.
Yeah.
I think it was Elvis too. I'm not really sure.
I think so.
But I know it was the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he owned. I'm not sure he even owned his masters. He might own some of them.
Yeah, I think he bought his own masters.
And they wanted that, so
Yeah.
they killed him.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So it's like, and P Diddy owned Biggie's masters.
Yeah, he did.
So how do you know that they weren't after that too?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. But,
And you remember whose boy took that all? P Diddy's boy. Who was that? Hove. That's one of the biggest reasons how Hove became so big with all those freaking Biggie samples.
Nobody talks about it.
Yep.
yeah.
They coming at Drake right now for all.
And
the
who's
lyrics.
who's a big name out there too? Hove. Hove is probably second biggest to Biggie. I mean,
weren't
P.
they
Diddy.
investigating Jay-Z? Whatever happened with that? That was right after the Biggie thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right after the P Diddy thing. They were going right after Jay-Z.
But you gotta
and it
remember
stopped.
how much pull he has. He's like a pull in the government. type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't remember what happened to 21 Savage? How he was able to get him
Yeah.
out?
And he was stuck over. He was stuck over in what country was he? He was stuck on?
It was 21 Savage. They were gonna deport him because they found out that he didn't
He
have
was British.
that he was British. He wasn't even like
Really?
he wasn't even a resident like of the United States. But then Jay-Z and Beyonce, you know,
Queen Bee.
helped him out, and that's how he got
Look
to
at Megan
stay
Good.
around.
Megan Good got all Jonathan Majors.
What? She did?
The whole case with Jonathan Majors, like she got him out of that.
Really? Oh, okay.
People have a lot of pull, man.
It's crazy, but that's why I'm like, it's gotta be something that like you hit a certain spot. Maybe Hollywood comes around and is like, oh, we need you to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but at cost you do this. So if you ever turn on us, we coming after you. Now they're gonna see you doing this,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like it's the
So
always the thought of it
I always
having to
feel
do
like-
with kids.
So what didn't he do? Well, that's might be the case. What didn't he do? And now they're gonna cycle him out. You know what I mean? That's usually the case.
Or how do you know that since MrBeast, right, is this big image,
Uh-huh.
right, and he's right now he's the face of being good.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you know that they didn't go after him and MrBeast told him no, and they're using this whole kid thing to come after him?
Yeah.
Very possible.
You never know, because they got the whole transgender thing in there, and then the kid thing, and the kids thing started being more relevant this year like crazy.
Yeah.
It's everybody apparently loves children. And
That's
I don't
insane.
understand it. I don't understand it.
I don't know. Polluting the young population, man. It's sick.
Yeah.
Little by little, they just pollute the young population.
And I hope it's not true, MrBeast, with you. I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
I mean,
after all
only time will tell.
yeah,
Because I mean, again, he has done so much good.
yeah.
You know,
he's done a lot.
so far, like we said, besides the fact that he didn't nip it in the butt
He
beforehand,
should have. Yep.
because
Yeah,
you,
you
'cause
definitely
you, 'cause
should've.
you should have nipped that shit in the butt. I mean, who knows if maybe there's something going on in the background that's not, in a sense, like crazy bad, but enough that he maybe doesn't want it to come out, like he's blackmailing him some way. You know, who really knows? I mean, who knows exactly what it is? Who knows if, look at Drake, like what if MrBeast just has kids out there that he's keeping under wraps? There's got to be something maybe that he's got to be keeping under wraps to the point where they were able to leverage that over him so Chris could stay and do all that kid shit without MrBeast just trying to give him the boot instantly. Because I mean, he did try to give him the boot.
Mm-hmm.
He did try to give him the boot, but apparently Chris had something over his head that could not let him give him the boot fully until recently. But even then, he just gave him the boot. So what comes next? Wouldn't MrBeast know what's coming next?
Yeah, but we don't even know if they struck a deal or anything too, because it seems like a lot of the stuff that's very damning is stuff that happened in the past.
Yeah.
So like Drake had the blackface thing.
Yeah.
Nobody seen that. Nobody even knew about that, and it just came out. So there's got to be something maybe he said in his older videos, something that wouldn't sit very well now because of you know how sensitive the time
That
is
is
now.
true. I mean, look at it's. We were just watching a video, weren't we? Right before we started
right
the freaking.
before this, a lot of things are starting to leak now about
Yeah.
MrBeast talking about he kept saying the N-word.
Yeah,
and that he
would buy N-word pass and stuff like that.
No,
That's
he would
crazy.
buy them, not a pass. He would buy them.
No, he said I would get an N-word pass. He's like, I'm not interested in the N-word pass for $300. For $400, a little too much.
It sounded like he would buy
Yeah,
them.
that's what he said. Because they were saying, oh, we'll sell you the N-word pass for $400, and he's like, nah, 400 is a little too steep. I'd buy it for maybe 300, but not 400.
Yeah, and even that can get misconstrued.
Yeah, but even you gotta remember back then, the time where people didn't get butthurt as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely a
Yeah,
different
but you
time.
can't even say that because, like, for example, look what happened to Kevin Hart with the Oscars thing. Something he said like years before that, and it came back to it took him out of the Oscars.
It's true.
And that was his dream to host the Oscars.
Yeah,
James Gunn, too.
but even now, like,
some shit.
yeah,
But he got off too. If you think he's working for DC.
yeah, but even Kevin Hart in the roast, the Tom Brady roast, he brought that up too. So he was joking about it. So, you know, it's like we're like right now we're teeter-tottering between like
what can you get away with,
because comedy was gonna die. A lot of comedians say that, like, comedy was ready to die a few years ago because it was really soft.
Yeah.
And then we kind of somehow broke free of, like, you know, letting comedy be comedy.
You think
Comedy-
it was Dave Chappelle?
It was probably Dave Chappelle.
It could be Dave Chappelle,
It has
most
to
likely.
be. He saved it.
Dave Chappelle
Most
telling
likely.
it like it is on Netflix, and nobody, they ain't firing Dave Chappelle.
That's what I'm saying. You
No,
know,
not at
but
all.
it
No
was
way, no.
really like at a teeter-totter where like comedians could not be comedians. So that's the problem. I mean,
especially now with the whole, and then you had the Will Smith punch, and then that became a craze too. A lot of people started getting attacked on stage.
Yeah, it did. Yep.
It's just crazy how things are, man.
Yeah. But I mean, again, MrBeast started from humble beginnings, created a whole entire empire.
Yeah.
He's definitely seen billions of dollars at this point, worth about 700 million, probably just off YouTube. He's probably a billionaire, or very close to it.
Well, I mean, he's worth 700 mil.
Yeah, but that's
So
not
it-
that's not the money that he
not-
has
That's
in the
his,
bank.
yeah,
That's
that's
not
his
his
net
taken.
worth. Yeah, but he's probably got a billion.
Yeah.
There's no way he's probably, if he doesn't have it, he's touched it. There's
Yeah,
no way
For
he's
sure.
never touched
He's-
it.
For sure he's touched it, but
Yeah, but I mean,
that's crazy to think, right?
yeah. Besides the whole entire Chris shit, I think he's a very inspirational guy. Like,
Absolutely.
and like, you know, his striving for success, not giving up, you know, giving back so much. There's a lot of goods that really outweigh whatever's happening with Chris. I mean, as time goes by, other
see.
things may
Yeah,
come
may
out,
come out.
which can really take that scale and like throw it completely off. Because I mean,
sure.
really, he's done 1,000,001 good things,
I
but
just think,
one really bad thing can destroy him.
100%.
You know what I mean? You know, him talking to a kid or anything having to do with a minor, can destroy his image 100%. It could destroy anybody's image, and I mean,
sure.
technically it should, because I mean, don't be dirty.
No, not at all.
And this is not just the
Absolutely.
MrBeast thing. This is just
It's
the
In general.
this is just
In
the in general thing. Like you can't be why just why with these people that are just like so nasty and like they're going after kids. Like it's weird. It's like they're really just trying to corrupt them at a young age, and like because they know that corrupting a kid is going to cause a kid to later on corrupt another kid, because
The cycle
that
continues.
cycle is a
Cycle of
continuation.
abuse.
Yeah, it's a cycle of abuse, and that's the problem, you know.
Yeah,
So
but they don't think about it that day. They think about the moment. They think about what they can get out of it.
no, I'm pretty sure
I'm
that
not
It's
about
like
the
a
other person.
disgusting drive or a thrill.
a fetish.
Yeah, I
It's a
don't
fucked up
know.
Fetish.
It's like it helps them get off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they need to experience that weirdness, but I don't know. It's disgusting. Look, all I say is if you had to take something from Mr. Beast, just take all the inspirational things and the drive to continue on, but everything else, as of right now, because, you know, it's not proven
Yeah.
that he had, you know,
Yeah.
that he's seen it. Until that happens, then
And the thing is,
it's up
like,
to you,
like,
really.
listen, if you have someone near you that you see that is, you know, in any kind of fashion condoning that and experimenting with that, I think you should just fucking let it be known. Fuck that
For
shit.
sure, 100%. Don't
Because
put it in your
like,
face.
first of all, it's wrong. It's wrong. They're hurting kids. They're hurting people. That's the first thing. Second, your image is gonna be ruined down the line.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no way that it doesn't matter if this fucking guy did it. Down the line, because you knew your image is gonna be ruined too. So trying to just take one for the team and going like this does not make you a better person.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Does not make you a better person.
It just makes you guilty by association.
It does make you guilty by association.
But it's like, if you, because for right now, to me, I stand with MrBeast.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong. Like, he didn't do anything.
Well,
Yeah,
that's right now he's not.
like
been
we said,
proven.
his rap sheet is clean. It's
clean.
squeaky. Besides the whole entire, him
But
being
it's
around
like
it.
you got to look at that at like the opposite side of the coin, right? So like you have the coin where it's like, okay, you knew, you like if you knew that's bad and you didn't do nothing about it. But then it's like if you look at it on maybe you take it more of a human perspective, right? That was his best friend, right?
Okay.
So there's obviously he's got love for him.
For sure.
There's a lot of emotions, probably attachment to him. He probably didn't have the heart to get rid of him. He didn't probably have the heart to tell him. So it's like there's probably like a human basis. So it's like one of you guys. How am I gonna sit there and be like, oh, this, and this, and then have the heart to just fire you? He probably didn't. He probably was giving him
but
chances.
then if that was
know.
but then if that was the
I
case,
definitely get it.
then if that was the case, what you should have done there is say, listen, I can't have you in my videos. You have to go seek therapy. You have to go get help. This is crazy. Like you can't.
He
do
could have
this.
shelved him like he shelved everybody else, put him behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true. He could have done the same
And
thing.
until, but you never know how many chances.
Does MrBeast have
MrBeast
kids?
actually
I don't know.
MrBeast is not.
Does
having
not.
kids that we
He
know
has
of.
a girlfriend, or is it a wife? I think it's a
It's a
girlfriend.
A girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah, that I know.
But it's
Yeah,
like the human aspect of it is like you probably think that he gave him chances and chances and chances.
Possibly.
I mean, it's a possibility that he did. We don't know. We don't know what happened in the back end. But I will tell you one thing: it's gonna come out.
no, for sure.
It's gonna come out.
The light.
He's not gonna be safe from it.
No,
I mean,
if he did something wrong, it's gonna come out. There's no matter what you do to try to make shit squeaky clean, shit comes out. If shit came out about Hunter Biden,
Hunter Biden was doing some crazy. You saw that
He was doing
video
some crazy
that he
shit.
did with that girl in
then
the hotel.
shit will probably come out about this, 100%.
I hope it's not nothing like, oh, MrBeast was bringing him kids. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
but
I hope it's not.
that's scary because that's his main audience. So
Yeah.
who knows?
who knows?
And
You know,
like,
and I hope that is not the case either. I
Mr. Beast
really
was
do.
on Epstein Island. You never know. Like
No, I don't think he was never on the list. So
Yeah, I didn't hear from him.
we don't even know what the rest
but,
of the list is. But that's
Yeah, they never released the second list.
or they did, or we just I think they did, but something happened within the time.
It's
I think
very
it was
possible.
around the time with the whole entire Diddy thing that they released the list.
Oh.
But
But anyway, point blank. He did a lot of good. I don't.
you can take a lot of good things from MrBeast. His entrepreneurship, his
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
He's a role model. He used his platform for good
Mhm.
compared to a lot of other people that are just mixed reviews.
Yeah.
He wasn't out here making fun of people.
Yeah.
He wasn't out here putting down on people. He was trying to benefit himself. Right? That's number one. Benefit himself, benefit others, but do it in a fun way.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But last messages.
And he
you
wasn't
ain't
like
safe.
and he's not like Dr. Disrespect either, because Dr. Disrespect actually has his own, his own channel. He was his own boss, but he literally got caught doing something bad.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No, and then Lava GS came out about it too, but
Oh, yeah.
they denying all the claims against Chris.
Yeah,
But
because
how do you know that wasn't just him getting paid off or anything? Because it's the truth is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the tweets between both of them talking about, check my Snapchat. I sent you something. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and
then he's like,
Patreon
if you
saying about nudes.
sign up, he's like, when we hit our subscriber mark, sign up to the Patreon. I'm gonna have my nudes on there. And then he's like, I'm gonna be your first subscriber and things like that. But you never know. It's text. It could have been playful banter, like regular brothers play or whatever. But
That's not.
no, but I'm saying, no, but I'm saying like, it could have been joking around. But then you never know if like that was real. It probably was real.
No, that's not fun.
But you know what I mean, like.
No. I do know what you mean. But
I think you can't justify what was a 20-year-old at the time?
a 20 with a 13-year-old.
With a 13-year-old.
That's where it's like if it was like age, like they were like the same age.
Yeah.
Then I could see it being more of a joke.
Yeah.
But then you throw in the fact of it being a kid.
Yeah, it's
like there's no reason why you as an adult, a grown ass man, should be talking to a kid.
Yeah.
In any way, a kid that's not even your you don't. It's not family. You don't know the kid. You never seen them in person. You never seen their face. Like, what are you doing?
But not even if it's family, you should be talking to a kid like that.
Even if it's family, it's worse.
It's
like that's just as bad.
It's weird as shit.
It is weird.
Like, nah, bro. Like,
but whatchamacallit?
It's like, who raised you?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just.
I don't know. But anyway, if you did something, you will be caught.
Yeah, Chris Ava is.
I think it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, she's done, and she seems to not even care, right? Because she put out a statement saying like, "Oh, like, sorry for what happened in the past, blah blah." Like, pretty much talking about it like it happened in the past. It's okay because whatever happened in the past is the past. What? What do you mean? What do you mean?
That was just like sorry, not sorry. Like,
yeah, exactly. That doesn't. They're always sorry, but not sorry for doing the act. Sorry for getting caught. That's what they're always sorry for. They're never sorry about what I did was wrong. No, you're sorry because you got caught.
Every single one of them that they get caught on Chris Hansen, or shout out to Skeeter Jean because I watch his videos. He's hilarious. They all are pretty much sorry for getting caught, not for really what they done. They try to lie. They try to guilt themselves out of it. Twist the story, but he's like, don't act stupid because I have it right here.
Yeah.
Like, you can't lie to me. You're gonna just look stupid to the world. It's however you want to play it, but just acknowledge what you did, seek some healing, and the only thing you can do is learn from it at this point. You did it.
Yeah, go get some counseling. Go figure something out, because man, it's wrong. That whole shit is wrong. That's like, it's weird. It's wrong. I don't know. And you know what's the crazy thing? That if you really look back then, that used to be a thing. Like, going for minors and shit used to be a thing. But
that's like way
yeah,
back
I know.
then. Yeah.
I know, but that used to be a thing. But like, think about how fucked up that is, though. Like, you know what I mean? You're going with someone that their brain hasn't even developed. And it was only right back then because a lot of the time they didn't know right from wrong.
Yeah, like, you gotta think like
they were closer to fucking being animals than they were actual humans.
Yeah, like grown ass men from families were trying to marry off people's 13-year-old daughters.
Yeah, exactly. And you still see that in some countries.
Yeah, you still see that.
You still see that in some countries, but it does not make it right.
No, not at all.
These are underdeveloped like brains that you're trying to like.
They haven't even experienced life yet.
They have not
at all.
They don't know anything. They know shit.
These are the people that are like, yo, hit me back up when you're 18.
No, yeah. Fucking, these are
That's not good at all.
The groomers. Hella groomers. That's the crazy part. I think there's so many groomers out there. It's fucking weird, man. Y'all are weird. Yeah, really weird.
I just don't know what the benefit would be, because it's not like, even if you did, I don't see how, like, people don't think, like, if you have to talk to a child in secret, what makes you think that would be okay in the public eye?
But no, of course not. They
but I'm saying, like,
they know it's not okay.
How do you not know that that's not okay if you have to do it in secret because you don't want to be seen with it?
They know it's not okay. 100% they know it's not okay. But they do it anyways. And then like, a lot of these people that do it, I feel like it's like they have small schmeckles. You know what I mean? They get no play in their age group. They're like fucking losers. I mean, look at how many of the people in How to Catch a Predator were like all look like losers and fucking weirdos and shit.
They're all old. They're all lonely. But it's like,
but Chris, he had a whole wife and a kid. So then that's where it goes like to like
family was set. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And then like, there's people that are into you. Go after that.
Yeah.
Why feed that on a child?
Dude, you were the second hand of MrBeast. Like, what girl wouldn't want you? You know what I mean?
Or a dude, whatever.
Or dude, whatever
you want.
I think he did disclose before that he was bi, right? He did disclose that, and then like him and Carl had a weird ass relationship too. Carl is another one of MrBeast's employees, and like him and him and Chris were like always like kissing each other in the cheek and like cuddling together.
I guarantee like they was probably all messing around. Like, I guarantee. Look.
I won't doubt it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
like they call it past the Ava.
Yeah.
It's just nasty, bro.
That's hilarious.
This dude out here foreshadowing his own life. What? Who's foreshadowing their own life?
I don't. Maybe MrBeast. Maybe.
I don't know. It's insane though.
Nah, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But it's just like, it's also part of like, besides it being grooming, it's like him being part of that community. You're trying to put that onto kids, trying to get that to like them to like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Wolves in sheep's clothing.
That's true. There's supposed
Pretty
to be a lot
much.
of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Um,
It's sick, but
but they're getting it from somewhere. There's no way that like a lot of the time it's influence. So somebody else is probably influencing them to do that. So like maybe Chris at that time met somebody that also did that. And so he probably convinced him like, oh, this is what I do.
mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do. A lot of people are not leaders. They just follow the newest trend.
That's true.
They just do what other people do.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to say that this was all on him. And even though it is, he did it. It's all on him, but you never know if this was his initial idea or if like this is something that just happened to come along.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, there's a lot of political elites too, all hanging out with Epstein. I don't know. But again, what our main thing is like, what is the real purpose of it? I mean, I speculated, right? I told you guys that I feel like it's a whole entire way of selling your soul.
Yeah, it's
because you're corrupting your soul, and not only are you most of the time corrupting your soul, you're corrupting another soul too.
Yeah, the kid's soul. Yeah, you're basically messing them up.
So you're getting like a double whammy
when
you do that.
Giving future generations.
And it's never the one time.
No.
You have to continue doing it.
Yeah. And a lot of
continue your status.
The thing is, a lot of these kids are scarred from this for life. You know what I mean? Even if they do it at the time, it's something that'll always come back. They're always gonna think about, and it's gonna ruin you somehow, one way or another. You're being ruined by that shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Some people do get bored. They have too much money, too much. When you have everything at any time,
then what?
Yeah, but it's like, why that?
It's like
why
here's the perfect example. I'm gonna give you the perfect example. How do they portray vampires in every fucking movie or anything? They're these beings that live so long that they're not even straight anymore.
Yeah, this is
they
true.
go for anything.
Yeah,
they go for men, they go for women, because they've already lived so long, they have everything. So now it's like they try whatever. You get what I mean? That's how they portray every vampire.
This is true.
So what, PDFs are basically vampires now?
I guess.
That's crazy.
I don't think
it makes sense though. But it's still like
being rich is being a vampire because you're leeching.
Yeah.
So it's like
what else do they have?
Some leech for blood, some leech for money.
But it's like now it's like, is being rich actually a good thing?
I don't know.
Well, too much of anything is a bad thing.
Yeah. Apparently too much money makes you want like a little CP butt. Like, it's nasty. It's nasty. I don't understand. Like it's like, yo, you have everything here, but it's like, oh, you're magically like, I want that. One day I wake up, I want that. Out of anything you could get, I want that.
I'm telling you, it's like vampires, bro. They're like, these people are like literally vamps. They have it all, and then they have to try everything. They have to try everything to see everything. It's weird as shit. They're weird, bro.
This just brings me back to the whole Dave Chappelle joke with Mike Pence, and he's talking about how like he's like booty holes are attractive and stuff. It's hilarious. It's like, it's just nasty. Like it's like, do you dream about this kind of thing? And it's like,
yep, you're right. 100% mood base. Can't have enough. No. We stop at it. We stop at that. We don't do that. If that's what you meant, we don't condone that shit. That shit's weird. Weirdos.
Nah, 100%.
100%.
Nah, but it's like, it's just hard to understand why.
Yeah. Wouldn't you love to like get into these people's fucking heads?
No.
I would. What? You wouldn't? I would love to get
No.
into these fucking people's heads. I want to
They're gonna
understand.
Cause you can imagine all the shit they actually think. That'll creep you out, bro.
Nah, I would like to know. I would really love to know what the fuck goes through a lot of people's heads. Because, like, some people just, like, it's interesting. It's real. You don't think that shit's interesting to know what's going on in there? There's got to be some fucking crazy shit going on in that.
I think the biggest thing is because they got abused themselves.
You think so?
It's got to be. A lot of the times
it's a real big possibility.
And they were probably younger.
And they're
and
probably
it's
young.
like something that they know.
But if that's the case, there's a lot of people coming out that way.
I mean, they say hurt people hurt people.
Yeah,
1,000%.
it's crazy.
That's a big stigma, and I mean, it's been said to be true. It's weird though.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Live the life.
Yeah, but is it? Do you think this has to do with the whole pedo into LGBTQ?
Well,
It's gotta be.
They were trying that, right? Yeah. Very possible.
I can see that being like, oh, the more people they're doing it, they're trying to build a case that, oh, like this is actually like an identity that people have.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Maybe it is this if they're trying to push it because they know that a lot of people are gonna get exposed and they're trying to save the bigger heads.
I do not want to collect PDF points. Thank you very much. They could keep those PDF points. It's like Sonic rings. No, I mean, who knows? They're trying to normalize the shit.
Somebody big has done it. Maybe they were trying to save it before Epstein. They were trying to push it and have that.
But I mean, there's just too much backlash on it. Nobody's ever gonna accept that. That's something that will never ever be accepted. It's one thing when you're doing it with another consenting adult, but doing anything with a kid, with even a consenting kid, doesn't mean shit. Because kids don't know what the fuck they want. That's the problem. Kids don't know what the fuck they want.
They don't.
No, they don't. And
like,
even if you have permission from the parents, you shouldn't be doing that shit.
No,
they think they want it because they see
it.
They see it. They see what their parents do. They see what they see in movies. They see their friends doing it. Mm-hmm. It's all like a sense of peer pressure.
Yeah.
They think they want it, but they really don't. But they want to try it. They want to experience it. They want to see what they're missing. That's why teenagers are like, oh, I'm an adult. I want to do this. I want to do that. They want to fight their parents, but you're really not. You're trying to live a life you're not ready for.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just kids, man.
Stop. And then when you grow up, and then you start thinking like, wow, I shouldn't have done these. Like I wasn't ready. Like you start thinking like, damn, like this wasn't the time.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, save us up.
She will save us.
Yeah, sure. She ain't saving nobody. I got $100 saying she ain't going nowhere with that shit. She's done for.
We already know who got it.
Hilarious.
But for real. No, but like it's the truth though. A lot of the people that you see get caught for this all say they've done it before.
Yeah.
And multiple times. And they try to lie and say that they don't, but they all do it.
And you know what? Did you notice that shit started coming out a lot more when you had a certain someone in office sniffing kids and saying that they like them sitting on their lap?
Mm-hmm.
Rubbing on their thighs and shit.
No, definitely. I've noticed a hell of a lot.
Maybe they're trying to protect him. He's probably one of the biggest ones.
He's got to be the biggest ones. Sure. I mean, his daughter came out talking about, that they used to take showers together. But she was a lot older. Like, it wasn't like even though it's just nasty no matter what. It's just weird. But yeah, there was a whole entire thing on that. It's a whole thing on that.
For people who know, that's JB. That's JB. JB. I remember when that was a thing. Like, he literally had the kid, and he had the kid rubbing his thigh and stuff. Didn't he have him, like, shaving his leg or something like that, too? I think so.
It's so weird. It's just weird. It's sick, but... Oh, man. Point is, man, I really hope that MrBeast doesn't fall into that category of being that. That's gonna suck. I mean, at least he did a lot of good.
He's done a lot of good.
It doesn't take away from bads.
Not at all.
You know, doesn't matter how much good you do. If you do bad, you should hold the consequences.
For sure.
People always want to see the hero fall.
Yeah.
They always want to see it.
Yeah.
No matter how much good you do in the world, people don't really appreciate it till it's gone.
Yeah. And there's some certain levels of things you could come back from. You know what I mean?
But that's not one.
That's not one of them.
You're going to be a red dot forever. You're gonna be in jail. You're gonna be married to Tyrone.
Yeah.
And then and that's it. It's over, man. You and your butt is not gonna be the same anymore.
That's funny. We should get a sound effect like that. We might do that for the next one. Honestly, that's hilarious.
Just inside. Not for real,
but that's what we have for you today on the king of YouTube himself.
Mm-hmm.
We will continue as
more comes out.
As more comes out,
definitely.
For sure.
But right now we're all pushing for MrBeast to survive this if anything's not bad.
Yeah,
I'm side MrBeast.
Look, I'm not side for anybody.
No, but I'm like side is like I hope he didn't do nothing.
But all he did makes me want him not to be in part of that group. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All the good.
Tyrone, yeah. No, yeah, 100%. It's nobody wants to see that shit. Anyways,
not at all.
Right,
even from your worst enemies, you don't want to see some weird shit.
But it's like you never want to meet your heroes, is what they say.
Basically, 100% true.
You never want to meet your heroes, regardless how good you are. It's always a bad experience.
Some shit.
Even Eminem said it. There's 7 billion people, but 14 billion faces, and you never know.
Mm-hmm.
So listen. Right now, you're looking good, MrBeast. You made it. Everybody makes mistakes because everybody's human. You made some mistakes on how you handled it.
Mm-hmm.
But from what it looks like is that you're moving on from it, and hopefully this is as far as it goes. But we will find out soon.
Yeah, so it comes out.
Yes. But thank you guys for watching. We're gonna
guys,
wrap it up
as always.
Please, if you're watching this, and if you've watched it, and if you're gonna watch it, and you're not subscribed, leave some subscribe, leave some likes, leave some comments.
Down there.
For whoever's watching live right now, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Tomorrow we are gonna be going. I don't know if we're gonna be going live, but we're definitely gonna be having a video up
for sure.
of us watching Deadpool, Wolverine.
We're gonna give you guys our thoughts.
We got a nice little glimpse of some stuff we're gonna have. Maybe like some it'll probably be some exclusive merch for us. So you guys can check it out. We're gonna have a first glimpse of that. Next time we do the pod, we are probably going to change up a few things. There's gonna be a few changes going on. We've been talking a lot in the background of a different structure that we're probably going to be taking as well to the pod. We may be doing maybe one live a week and then one pre-recorded. So we'll talk more about about it as we figure it out. We kind of have it figured out, but we don't know 100%, so we don't want to say anything false right here. But just know there will be changes. Little by little, we're gonna try to improve the pod as much as we can. And we hope you guys enjoyed it. We love you guys. Thank you. Stay on one and stay blessed.